Right, so why can't I go live? I cannot. All right, hold on a second. We're going live. You gotta. Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa with Macwash, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty for Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author, and welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, June 29th. So it's very, very exciting. We are the Medicine Circle, which really just implies that we are the Medicine Circle. That means we are all the medicine. That's what that means. That means we're equal. Um, just put it in a little bit more context. I am not leading this thing, although from the outside looking in, it kind of appears that I'm leading. I am not. I am in the service of the Great Spirit, Kitchi Manitou, and I'm in the service of this circle. So I'm just kind of like the middleman here, and this is exactly where I want to be. This is all of us right here. This is James, Nina, Valerie, everybody here. This is Europe. This is all of us too, both seen and unseen, and that's just the way it is. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And if no one said that they love you today, excuse me, I love you very much, which simply means that I just want you to live your very best life. Connected to all these beautiful things that bring us life. Sharing our gifts with the world, from the ancestors to the next seven generation, breaking those chains that tie us down. All these things. I just want you to live your very best life. And you know what? You know what? We take a run at our very best life every day. When we come here, we change the course of humanity every day. And that was a beautiful comment from yesterday. I said I feel so good after every circle. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I just wanted to share that with the group. What we do here what we do here is we change lives, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. And it's not Standing Bear. Standing Bear doesn't do that. I alone couldn't help you. But the beautiful thing is we can. And so thank you for that compliment yesterday. It came in yesterday. So I just really appreciate that. So okay, so couple of housekeeping things. If we have a little lag in connection, if there's a little lag in the audio or get a spinning wheel or somebody freezes, just know that I'm not. I'm just gonna hit that play button again. We're gonna pick up right where we left off and then finish out the hour ish. So whatever that looks like, and also we're coming across, like if you see me looking back and forth, we're coming on two platforms. We're coming at live from YouTube, Standing Bear, the author. And also with that too is that's where the library is. So if you miss a circle, that's okay. Just go to Standing Bear, the author. Just hit that play thing, and at your time, at your pace, at your leisure, just catch up with what we do. Again, it's not me. Please don't put this all on me, good or bad. Don't put it all on me. So, but please put it on all of us here, because we are all coming here trying our very best. And also, well, obviously we're coming from Facebook, and Facebook's giving me some problems now. So I can't tag anyone. I think I people yesterday, but it just kicked me off the live. Like I hit the live to go live, and it kicked me off. It was just kind of like, I might, but I can't tag anybody. So, and also we're having a problem with with the audio now. Just know that I'm not going anywhere. Just know I'm not going anywhere. And yeah, so all right. So let's start in the usual way. If you guys want to go over to YouTube, there's no there's no kind of lag. It's kind of like Facebook. It's just like kind of weird. But anyway, um, getting that the circle of death is one. But okay, we'll just pray. We'll just pray through that. Apparently, someone's face needs to be smudged right now. We're going to smudge their face right now. So there, there it is. So anyway, let's keep this. Also, we're going to go over. I think next week, kind of like a little smudging prayer too. You guys have asked that. Um, so we'll go over like a little smudging prayer again. Again, there's so many right ways to smudge. I'm not here to tell you which one is right. I'll just tell you how my grandfather taught me to smudge. If also there was kind of do a bunch of questions here. So also, if you want to, if you smudge with sweetgrass or cedar, that's fine too. This is not about right or wrong. Just go with your traditional teaching. Smudge with that. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you what to smudge with, or how to smudge, but I'm just saying that it's probably a good idea to smudge. And also, let's remember the beautiful um, prayer of the grandmother out in Vancouver that suggested, and it's no longer suggesting when the grandmother suggested, just so you know, that's like Indigenous 101 for like, you better do it type of thing. So when the grandmother suggested, she's beautiful. She pops on here from time to time. She doesn't want to, she just doesn't want to be recognized. She just said, I see her name here, and I just feel that's so beautiful that she checks in here from time to time. So anyway, in remembrance for the residential school children that have never made it home. So just give me a little thumbs up, give me a little heart or thumbs up if we can kind of keep that smoke going. It doesn't have to be like billowing smoke, but have a little smoke going, because the medicine is the smoke connects us all. So that's that's a really simple and beautiful teaching, and thank you to the Sacred Feminine for just bringing that to us, man. That's what's so beautiful and powerful, man. It just really touches my heart, man. If you could feel my heart, it's just like so beautiful, And also, let's remember the family members too that lost, the moms and dads, families that lost the loved one too. And, so that's the only thing that I would add. I don't really add anything to the prayers, but I think that's okay to add this time. Let us begin in a good and beautiful way. Let us offer ourselves in prayer to this circle, to life, and to all the ancestors. Again, that was another question the other day. What are we offering? We're offering our life, both seen and unseen, to make this world a better place. We're offering it in every direction. So when we mention those directions, when we mention everything, that's our offering. That's our offering. We don't have to verbalize it every time we say it once, and adds that beautiful intention, and then that's our offering. So we offer in every direction. Thank you for your gentle questions. We just keep them coming, and I really appreciate them. So anyway, let us begin. A little help from above, a little medicine from Mother Earth, and yeah. And if you would like to to offer with us, that would be good. And then to all my relations, Kitchen Man and to Great Spirit Creator, Chi Meg Witch. Chi Meg Witch, thank you. Chi Meg Witch for our breath. Chi Meg Witch for our circle. Chi Meg Witch for this day. Chi Meg Witch for our life and our lives. Chi Meg Witch for all our friends, both seen and unseen. Thank you. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here today, we mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a good way. We come here in a humble way, in a sacred way. We come here to listen, to honor, and to love, to respect. But the first reason why we are here, and always the first reason, there can be many more after. That's how we come, but why we come, the celebration of life. That is why we are here. That's why we go to every ceremony. It's a celebration of life. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and we celebrate all life as if it was our own, because it is. We celebrate those things that offer us life as if it was our own, because it is. All nations, circles, and tribes, especially those nations, circles, and tribes that do not look like the two-legged, like the standing nations, the ones that offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the fish nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, we say thank you. To the wind nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, we say thank you. To the creepy crawlers and the slitheries and the insect nations, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged nations, circles, and tribes, the ones who offer us and teach us so much about our humanity, we say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, all nations, circles, and tribes. But we understand that you are our teachers as well. This makes our ears and our hearts very happy. We come here and we celebrate those things that give us life. Air, water, fire, and earth. We celebrate you. We celebrate the 7 directions, because we know what love and wisdom comes from all directions. We celebrate the ones that have come before us, our ancestors. And we understand that all life before us is our ancestors, not just our two-legged. So we come from a million points of light and love. They carried their prayers, their wisdom, their power, their courage. They walked in a beautiful way. That is their prayer, and that is what they are offering us to simple. And we struggle with that. And we understand. That's why we are here to help each other along the way. And we also understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. And we understand this is a time of great sadness and mourning and grieving. And we understand this. We understand it's okay not to be okay during this process of grieving and healing. But it's also it's okay to understand that those wounds were not for us to carry, but for us to heal from. It's okay to heal. It's okay to push through. And we do it not for ourselves, because that would be selfish. We do it for selfless reasons for the next seven generations. So we don't carry these wounds to the next generations. We have the great time and opportunity in between these two unseen worlds. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. It doesn't have to be that way. We can break the chains of violence and addiction. come here and we can sit with each other. We can listen to each other and heal each other and encourage each other. That's why we're here, to become the peacemakers. To bring peace back to this time and this place. We don't have to fight anymore. We just have to learn to connect. The resistance that we find is within us. And we have to let go of that in order to live a good life for the next 7 generations. We live in accordance with these laws. The well-worn trail that was given to us by our ancestors and Creator, the Great Spirit. It is called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all people. The road connects all life together. We as indigenous do not own this road, but we walk on this road and we serve it to them. We offer this to the people. We humbly offer this opportunity to the people so that we may live in peace. And there are teachings here: humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, wisdom, the unseen. So we are to connect to the unseen. But we are also to connect to the seen: the wolf, the eagle, the turtle, the sabe, buffalo, bear, and beaver. That connects us to earth, the seen and unseen. When we are here to make good relations with both humility and wolf, love and eagle, truth and turtle, and all the others. So let us come here today and sit in a sacred way. Wankapik, to sit in a sacred way, to listen in a sacred way, to honor in a sacred way, to love in a sacred way, to respect and wisdom in a sacred way, to all these things that will bring us a good life. A good life. And at the end of all our days, let us remember that clarity that is given to us by these teachings. The first prayer at the center of the universe, the one that we all carry in our heart, with that sacred heartbeat, the heartbeat that connects us all. The heartbeat, the ancient sacred agreements of harmony and balance is already within us. Let us remember, let us sit, let us take one step closer together to understanding that we are all one. I hope. All right. All right, well, good one this morning. Okay, once again, my name is Kanipo Makwa, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada Treaty, 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, coffee drinker. Sorry about that. And one of those things is we just have a good time here. We take these beautiful teachings, we take this very seriously when we're here. But, also when we take it very seriously, it's good to have a little levity too. And, it's, my indigenous ancestors, look, man, laughter, humor is a part of living a really good life. And sometimes when we talk about healing and all these things, sometimes we really forget to, laugh, right? It just opens the airways. It's just so many good things for the spirit. So that's why we offer that. Why we do a little silliness along here, because that's okay. Okay, a couple things before we begin in earnest. It's kind of like preamble things. I don't really like that word, but it is preamble things. And there was a comment last week, or it could have been this week, that why do we go over these things? Hey, listen, we go over these things because not everybody is in alignment right now. Some of us are Catholic and Christian refugees, colonial refugees. We're coming over here. We're searching for like a better way, a better teaching to be happy. We're supposed to be happy, by the way. I don't know if you know that. We live in a world that kind of takes that away. But really, when we're happy, we're most alive. We're most, and we're here to be happy, and that you can, and that let me get my pen and here. Let me open it for you. So, that's what we're supposed to do. That's when we know that we're in alignment, right? I don't know if you know that. I didn't know that when I came over here. When battered, bruised, and beleaguered, because the colonial world beat me up, right? And I thought we were here to suffer, and it was all this. And no, Tony's just sitting there laughing, and I'm like, why are you laughing? Well, and then I eventually figured that out, that, oh my God, we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to lift each other up and encourage each other, you know, um, there was a comment the other day. What was it? Actually, I'm not going to look for it. It was, what is a, this is what they said, the Buddhist definition for hollow bones. And I said, what is that? He said, well, we're here to, when we're discouraged, we're supposed to encourage. And I know one of you is going to like help me out with that quote, and you're going to put it in there. So if you could help me out with that quote, because I know you're going to do it anyway, because I butchered that quote. But really, that's what it is. That's a beautiful definition, right? That's a powerful definition of hollow bones. When we're discouraged, we're supposed to encourage, right? So we're supposed to, again, that's beautiful, right? That's another beautiful definition of hollow bones, and that's really recognition of the medicine wheel. And we talked about this. We touched upon this briefly in the opening prayer. That love comes from every direction. It just doesn't come from the indigenous direction. It comes from every direction, right? And that's a little love from the Buddhist direction. It's kind of like, okay, I think they got them. That's right on. So when they're right on, let's recognize that and let's honor that. So anyway, I'm not sure if we talked about hollow bones. I think we did. Okay, so please write, and also I encourage you to write down your definition of hollow bones too. Um, because not everybody's in the same place, right? So that's like okay when you do that, then it's giving other people a simple permission to do that too, right? So, and this is not about right or wrong. So this is not, well, you're more righter than me or you're wronger than me. It's like none of that. It's just like, yeah. So, okay, ancestors and elders. So thank you to Tony Stonehawk. I've been with him for 30 years now. Actually, over 30 years now. We figured that out the other day. So over 30 years, been walking with him the Red Road. He has been my elder. And I didn't know that the first couple of years I was with him. I was just some old guy I was hanging out with. But really, when I figured that out, I was like, oh my God, that's like... So thank you, Tony. Thank you to all your teachings. I'm so honored to be to have walked with you for so long. He's still with us, by the way. I talk to him on a weekly basis. So he's down in the Carolinas right now. So and thank you to all those other men and women, Muslims and Cookums over Fishing Lake First Nation who I've sat with and guided me in such a really good and beautiful way. And thank you to all those other men and women of medicine that I have sat with throughout my 30 years of walking the Red Road. Sometimes very clumsy, sometimes awkwardly, sometimes just whatever that is. And I knew there was a place for me to go and a place for me to sit in the Red Road, no matter how clumsy I was, how many times I slipped. It doesn't matter. I always knew where to go to feel home and loved, right? So thank you to all those elders. Okay, circle medicine. What we look like right here, circle medicine. So to the YouTubers. Okay, that is us. We're overlapping, intertwined and overlapping. That's what that is. And every one of these threads, that's a prayer. That's a prayer. That's us. We're prayers. We are like walking prayers. So we are walking prayers that really just come from our ancestors. Right? So we're the physical of the spiritual unseen prayer. So this is who we are. This is what we are, and this is how we do it. So we're really supposed to share the love and the wisdom with the next 7 generations. That's that circle medicine. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. We are all equal here. We are all equal here. That means all life. That means not just the human. That just doesn't mean that 22 people are sitting in a circle and that we're all equal. No, we are all equal no matter what. That is, we don't negotiate that, right? That's what the circle medicine means. So, well, I was talking to a brother, said, well, and it was one of those extreme. Well, what if what if the Nazis come in here and be like, well, they make poor choices, right? They made poor choices, right? But we still, right, right. It's exactly like that, right? So we are to love them. We're to guide them. In there's this book that I'm reading. Let me tell you this book right here. Book that I'm reading is called The Healing Wisdom of Africa. It's by Doma Patrice Somé. And one of the beautiful teachings from the Black Robe is that the unruly, they need love. That's what that means. That they need love. The misaligned, and that can look in all manner of horrendous, But the fact is, we're supposed to treat them lovingly, right? We're supposed to treat them lovingly. The spiritual first. Everything begins with the spirit, right? Everything begins with the spirit. So that's what that means, right? So anyway, please pick. It's a great book. Just pick this up. And this is a book that really, it's really beautiful, powerful, and he's an elder from the Black Robe, so that he's one of our relatives too. So anyway, Sacred Feminine, the life givers. Um, the nurturers, the ones that bring life so beautiful and so powerful and so overlooked in that colonial world. That's why we acknowledge their power, your power, every day. That's why we do it, because there's another world out there, the colonial Western, the patriarchal world, that loves to ignore you, right? They say you have to look a certain way, you have to wear these, you have to, to be beautiful. And the fact is that because you have this beautiful womb space, the opportunity, you are born with this beautiful medicine, this beautiful womb. So you are nurturers, you're a lover, you are the life givers. That's what we mean. So, okay. Okay, question of the day, and we're going to take another little run at this. We talk about this all the time, but we're going to. This came in a couple of days ago, and I meant to look at it, but I was kind of busy finishing up my book, my third book, so my fourth book. But the question of the day, please keep your questions, concerns, and comments coming. I do not guarantee that I will get around to all of them. That's like the lawyer talking to me, because I do receive 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 messages a day. So sometimes I just miss, right? I mean no harm, right? So, but this is one of a question, and it goes like this. I have a master's degree, and yet I don't understand you. I have several masters. It said like I have three master's degrees, and yet I don't understand you sometimes. That's how it started off. It kind of caught my attention. I'm like, okay, right, okay. And it goes on. It said you talked about sacred listening. Can you explain a little bit more? And then it went on to say, how can we listen to our ancestors? Right, that's a pretty good thing, right? The first comment is, master's degrees, and yet I don't understand you. How would we? How can we? Um, talk about that in a good way. Well, we're talking about the colonial, right? We're talking about the colonial education and spiritual wisdom, right? Like there's some overlap, but just because you have 3 degrees doesn't mean that you're really spiritually aware. That means you're really good at going to school, regurgitating and listening, and stuff like that. And there was talk about. Um, he thought because he has 3 master's degrees that he knew something about listening, right? Right. So really, at the end of all this is a really good, beautiful power, and and he presented it in like a really good and beautiful way, right? But not like adversarial, just like like not better than nothing like that. It was really done with humility, and I acknowledge that because that's some sort because that's a recognition of some a beautiful angle of spiritual listening, right? So, and that's something that I want you to write that down. Humility is responding and walking with um, spiritual listening. Humility, spiritual listening. So they are forever. They are brothers and sisters. They are walking exactly like this, right? That they are together. So it's really beautiful. So someone and then we start talking a little bit about um, education, and then talked about my education, right? My spiritual education. The two stories that I'm going to mention right now is the two stories that I talk about all the time, right? Not all the education comes out of the school system, right? Indigenous education is really about connection to Mother Earth, the medicine wheel, the seven sacred teachings, right? Right. That's the real education. That's the real connection right there. That brings us a good, beautiful, powerful life. And here there's a little bit more to that conversation. Like, well, how can I live in indigenous education, living in the colonial world? I said, well, people do it all the time. That means we're connected to Mother Earth, right? That's simply so that, and it was really based on some sort of adversarial, like, well, it's kind of left or it's right, it's right or left, it's up, it's down, and I have to choose one. Well, really, the spirit says, it doesn't exclude anything, but it says, hey, look, so our initial education is connection to the seven sacred laws, the seven sacred teachings, to the medicine wheel, you know, and so a particular aspect that we begin with, because we have to have a beginning, the spiritual, right? So we begin with the spiritual, and so that's really all we cover here, because we don't have 4 or 5 hours every day to talk about the entire medicine wheel, so we talk about really just the beginning. So I'm not even sure. Okay, so you talk about the sacred listening. Can you explain a little bit more? Okay, so this is about the educational aspect of it. So the two stories is who here remembers my tree story, right? It's my own personal story, and I love it. We are all heart all the time. That's what I heard, right? When we are connected, the more we hear, right? And that you can write down, right? Right. Listening to the sounds. Okay, so let me talk about who here remembers my tree story here. Uh, so let me tell you. Okay, just sit back, relax. uh, so there's a friend of mine that came down from a relative of mine came down from Onion Lake, Saskatchewan. I was living in North Miami at the time. Living in North Miami at the time. And we hosted him, and he carried certain medicine, and his medicine was the heart medicine, right? So he connected all the hearts. It was really good and beautiful. Uh, good and good and beautiful. So hold on. Okay, sorry about that. We'll go back. So my friend came down from Onion Lake, Saskatchewan, and he connected the hearts. He connected all the hearts, and he came and went. And one of those things that grandfather Tony taught me too. If I don't quite understand something, even if I do understand it, that we sit with it. So we just sat with it, right? So he came and left, and I was sitting there in my morning meditation and said, well, I would like to know more about deeper connection with uh, this heart thing, and and I started thinking about all the things that had heart that had a heart, like the mammals and everything that had hearts, and then I'm looking at the at the standing nation and wondering, like, where is the standing nation heart, right? Where's the standing nation heart? And then so and so, that's really interesting, right? So and I presented it to the prayer circle down there, and they came up with some really beautiful things, ideas of where the heart of the tree is. It's like they said the tree in the trunk, and they said it was tree in what has to be in the heart of Mother Earth. So it has to be in the root system, and then some people said it wasn't, like, had to be in that beautiful place in the between the thing and everything, and I'm like, well, you know, um, and I need you to write this down too, right? Prayer is about patience. Prayer is about offering. Prayer is about
Preparation.
understanding that beautiful, beautiful flow. Right? Understanding that beautiful, beautiful flow. Right. 6 weeks later. 6 weeks. So it was a daily thing. And so this is about, I'm talking about listening, right? We're talking about listening. So listening is prayer and preparation and understanding that flow. And so I took this bag and I was walking up to her, and then I heard it. Then I heard it. Then I am all heart all the time. I said, wow. I am all heart all the time. Brought tears to my eyes, like how can this be? And like then I heard, and it really just said, can you be all heart all the time? Can you be all heart all the time? That's about spiritual sacred listening. It's about patience and prayer and understanding that beautiful, beautiful flow. That's what that is. I was going to tell like another story, but we are kind of running over right now, so a little bit of time. So, but anyway, please keep your questions, concerns, comments coming. I do not guarantee that I will get around to all of them, but okay. So we are here. We are here at the. We are here at this beautiful moment. Whispers from the Hollow Bone. Daily medicine. There's going to be a third book coming up really soon. Very excited about that. So Whispers from the Hollow Bone, August 20th. And what we're going to do here is we're going to read this. We're going to read this a couple of times, develop a general impression. So if we could get a volunteer to put that in the feed, that would be good. Kind of moving along here a little quicker, so please and thank you for that. So let's just jump right in, and please share your general impression too. This is I kind of got to say that because people are like, well, because I've only been here, like 3 days sobriety, or they don't understand the red road. They come to the circle, but please share exactly where you are. This is not about right or wrong, good or bad. No one's here to judge you. This is when you share where you are spiritually. It gives other people to share where they are spiritually. That's why we do that. We do it without judgment. Okay, so when our intentions are pure, our tribe will find us. What does that mean to you? When our intentions are pure, our tribe will find us. There's a lot going on here, right? It's so beautiful and so powerful. Okay, let's start at the beginning. When? Okay. When? Again, when they say that, like there's a fork in the road. It's just kind of it's living in this kind of like, it's not like it is. We live in two worlds, right? We live in the physical and we live in the spiritual, right? You know, we physically live in the colonial world, right? That's just where we are, right? But we can still live a spiritual life, right? Right? We can still live a spiritual life. We don't have to be defined by the world that we live in. We can define ourselves by the prayers that we live by, and that you can write down. That you can write down. Oh, no. So, when we, us, and our, we're back to this beautiful place. Right out, we, us, and our / beautiful, right? Equals beautiful, right? Because, they're telling us that we are not alone. They're reminding us that we are not alone. We, us, and our, we live in a chaotic crisis world, right? Right? We understand that it brings, lunacy, insanity to us every day, right? It brings sadness, loneliness, depression. That's what that means. Sadness. I am alone. I am depressed. It will separate us to death. We understand that. And that's simply a place of acknowledgement. We don't have to put any other energy into it other than just saying, "Hey, look, it's actually chaotic, right? Chaotic crisis and calamity. That's what they bring us every day, and they do it by separating us, right?" Right. We have to be really clear here, right? When our intentions, okay, there we go. Okay, intentions. Why are we here at this circle, right? Let's be clear. Let's put your intentions in here right now, right? Put your intentions. Oh, right. What are your intentions, right? So intentions, aim, so let's take a look at the different. So aim, focus, plan, right? Why are we here? What are we doing, and how are we doing it, right? To act purposefully, right? That's okay, right? Let's bring the medicine wheel into this, because we bring the medicine wheel into everything that we do. And thank you. You guys reminded me last week. This particular aspect of the medicine wheel is spiritual. We always begin with the spiritual first. So that's the only aspect that we're talking about, the medicine. It is not the only aspect of the medicine wheel, and we're talking about the spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. So that's one aspect of the medicine wheel. But we always begin with the spiritual. So that's where we're at, intentions. So the spiritual intentions of to love, to unite, to be happy, right? Those are beautiful, pure intentions, right? And we don't live in a world that really understands that or even communicates that to us on a daily basis, right? Right. And again, that's just contrast medicine, right? Right. That's just contrast medicine. So let's focus in here, and that's why and there's a couple preamble things here too. What time we got? Okay. So there's a couple preamble things too. Well, maybe we're a little bit unfocused. Maybe, and that's okay, right? That's okay. We come back to the circle, right? Right. We come back to prayer. We come back to what? We come back to offering, right? We come back to offering. Right? We offer ourselves for prayers to be heard. We open the 30-day challenges thing. We do this not as a routine, but because we want to change our life. The physical representation of our spiritual intentions. That's why we do that, and that you can write down. The 30-day challenge is simply waking up every morning for 30 days and saying our intentions, right? Hey, I want to live a good life, right? We don't ask for selfish things. We ask for alignment, and that you can write down. That's exactly what we're talking about here. We're talking so the 30-day challengers and this reading, they're mirroring each other right now. So we don't come up to so we don't come to the 30 days. Well, I need some new tires, right? I need, I need this. I need that. So we let me be aligned with the seven sacred laws, right? Let me align with the spirits. Let me be aligned with gratitude, right? Let me be aligned with gratitude. When our intentions are pure, we begin, we begin with prayer. We are, when our intentions are pure, right? Right. Our tribe will find us. What tribe are we looking for? Right, I gotta speed this up a little bit. I could take a lot of time. Our tribe will find us. What tribe are we talking about? Everything begins with the spirit. Okay. The tribe. Of the tribe that we're talking about, like only a physical thing? Is it, no, it's not. Right? Our spiritual tribe is, the seven sacred teachings, humility, love, truth, right? When our intentions, when our love, when we offer our love, humility, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom, that's the tribe that we're trying to align with first. When our intentions, so that's the intentions, that's the tribe, right? Everything begins with the spirit. Everybody wants to, we see this all the time, we get in these relationships, right? Right. Without having ourselves aligned first. So we have to align ourselves with these the energy and the flow of Earth first. Otherwise it's like putting the cart before the proverbial horse, right? Say, I want to live a really good life, and I'm not going to do any work, but I really want to be happy, right? So here it is, the teaching behind. The teaching behind the teaching, beyond the beyond, the sight beyond the beyond is what we have to do here is a price has to be paid, and that is one of the greatest lines in any spiritual book I have ever written. It is from the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. The price has to be paid. The best line in any book, right? Because we come here, and we just because we think that we wake up that we entitled to. Right, but the fact is, this is a spiritual journey. We have to put some work in the game when our intentions. I mean, we have to walk our intentions prayerfully. That's what that means, right? Right. We can't expect to live a good life if we're still, doing those behaviors, right? Right. Right. Those other, those codependency behaviors, right? Well, I don't want to do the work, but this is what I want to get. Right? Like if we're still drinking, we probably shouldn't be drinking, right? Because it takes us out of alignment, because we're actually putting the poison in our body. And that goes to any kind of like drug addiction, right? Heroin, crack, whatever, meth, whatever that is. We put that in our bodies, and we're physically out of alignment, right? Right? So, beginning with spirit. So how do we get in spiritual alignment? We talk about, we walk the way of love. That's what we do. So that means, hey, I am offering myself to Creator. I offer myself to you, Creator, to walk in alignment with. And this you can write down. This is a beautiful prayer. So this you can write down. Hey, and this is where so people come to me all the time like, well, like I want to live a better life. but I don't know how to do it, right? Well, this is what we do. This is what we talk about every day. And every day we talk about alignment. It looks a little different because there's so many aspects of the medicine wheel of how to connect beautifully. This is not just one right way. There's so many ways to do it. There's so many aspects to do it, right? And this is kind of like kind of taking a step back and looking at the big picture. When our intentions are pure, our tribe will find us. What is your tribe? I hope your tribe begins with happiness and love and unity, right? That's the tribe that we're really trying to look for, right? And then the beautiful thing is after that, and the beautiful thing is, and I want you to write this down, the universe responds right away. We set that intention, we set that mark, we write it down, we make our offerings. The universe responds right away. It doesn't say, what, Nina, Kimberly, Leah, Heather, you know what? Because you said this prayer, you have to wait, 35 hours to, no. It responds right away. It responds right away. And then after we do this, after we want, then we have to acknowledge the fact that it's there, right? That it may not look exactly the way we feel comfortable with. So that means new people, new things in our life, right? Able to accept, that beautiful alignment. That means, stepping into alignment often means stepping out of our comfort zone, and that you can write down, right? Creator brings you to a new place, a new space with new people. That's often out of our comfort zone, right? But it's more in alignment than with what we need to be and where we need to be. And more importantly, it sets us up for a beautiful place on where to go, right? And I see more people resistant and trip all over themselves when creators said, well, I want to be aligned, but I don't want to step out of my comfort zone, right? Again, we're back to that conversation. The price has to be paid, right? Yeah. So that alignment. So, let's just let this marinate a second. Let's be really gentle here. Just let this marinate. Again, stepping out of your comfort zone. I could hear a couple of you say, well, it's like a bad place or a dangerous place or something like that. That's why we have to leave that conversation at the door when we walk in a good and beautiful spiritual way. Right? Just let there it is. They're stepping into our offering means stepping out of our comfort zone. That the price has to be paid. That's beautiful. That's really what they're saying here today. So the teaching behind it, beyond the sight, the vision, everything we're talking about here. That's it. That's summed up right there. When when our intentions are pure. So that means, let's kind of recap. So our intentions are right. So, like, a lot of our intentions are not in alignment with what the seven sacred laws, right? They're usually some sort of ego colonial thing where I want to be right, I want to be better, I want to make more money, I want to be separated from you. That's not really gonna work. That's not really why we're here. But people come here all the time, be like, look, I've freaking done this, and there's some, you know the ego and the colonialism, it doesn't really line up or mix or gel with what we are doing here. And people tip all themselves, well, I come here for a week and I don't see any results. I can have that. So, and they hold me responsible for that. And I'm like, well, that's I think you missed the point, right? I really think you missed the point about why we are here. We are not here for you. We are here for us. So we can move in a beautiful direction for the next 7 generations, right? So, right. And I want you to write this down. This is about becoming empowered, not powerless, right? So we don't want to do those things that make us powerless. like living a colonial world, living in ego, making money, and they come here to make more money. That's fine, right? But that's not really in alignment with us. That's more in alignment with you, right? And I understand that there's a prayer of abundance there, but really it's a misalignment, misappropriation of that beautiful intention, because everything begins with alignment, and that you can write down. Everything begins with alignment, that beautiful intention of alignment, right? If it's out of alignment, that's what that looks like, right? And I don't know what you're gonna get after that. You may get it. I don't know. Like I've asked for money a million times, and I don't know. But whenever I ask for spiritual abundance, then it's always there. It's always available, right? Right. And I like that because it responds when we offer, when we do these things intentionally, focus. Prayer is intentional, right? Offering is intentional, right? Spiritual abundance, that's intentional. When we're happy, you know, when we ask for that spiritual happiness, right? Right? Right. We're supposed to be, like we're back to that conversation, we're supposed to be happy, right? That's like abundance right there. I feel really abundance. And usually, with happiness, all our needs are taken care of, right? 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 All our needs, right? You know, you may want $1 million, right? And if you base your happiness on that, then I don't know what kind of results you're going to get. I really don't. It's probably not going to be good, right? Probably not going to be good, right? It's probably going to be sadness, loneliness, depression, and you're like, I really just like, you know what? I really focus in on that spiritual happiness. Right? We have to touch on all directions. So we have to include what? The ancestors here, right? Right. So living full circle, intentions, pure hour, has to include the ancestors, right? Right. So how would we include them, right? How would we do that, right? Well, we make offerings of gratitude. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your power. That gratitude that brings in all those good things, right? Thank you. And remember, our ancestors are so much more than just the two-legged, right? So that's why we indigenous, we surround ourselves with this beautiful medicine as the physical representation of the spiritual prayers and what they're offering to us. That's a huge, this is a representation of honoring the bear. I don't really do it to look cool. I do it to say, wow, that's a beautiful ancestor, my namesake, standing there. Let me honor that. Let me wear that. Let me walk with that. I wear this as a reminder to walk, to walk very bear-like, to be focused, to be standing there, to protect what needs to be protected, right? Right? Right. Protecting my prayer, protecting the people, protecting the circle, right? Mama bear type thing. It's just kind of like, I'm a male, but I can still carry that female, female energy, right? So, uh, 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 um, uh, and let me write this. I I I, I was praying with this reading, before we got to the circle, and um, about our intentions, right? Do we take our intentions everywhere? It is so important that we walk with these intentions, right? It's so important, right? We take these everywhere we go, right? So it's not like we wake up, well, I'm going to go here, but I'm not going to take my prayers there, right? Well, I'm going to go there, but they don't like my prayers there because I don't fit in. No, that's not the deal. We don't get to pick and choose our intentions once we put them out there. We are supposed to live intentfully, right? We're supposed to live. So another little story, and then we have to wrap it up. So, I was honored to speak at there's a freedom convoy up here in Canada, right? There's a freedom convoy, and the organizer said, we want you to speak about unity, right? And and so I had a choice, right? Because there's a lot of things around the freedom thing, right? There's a lot of adversity. There's everybody's taking sides, and everybody's adversarial. So there's all sorts of all this thing. But the thing is, right? The thing is, right? And I spoke to my elders about this, right? Right. And I said, whenever there's an opportunity to speak about unity, no matter where it is, you speak about that. That's walking with your prayers, right? And so that's what I took to the organizer. That's what I told everybody. We are like, if we pick and choose where we speak about unity, then that's not unity. I'm not walking with that prayer, right? That's like not praying for our enemies, right? Well, there's people that disagree with me, disagree with that movement, or whatever that is, and I had to remember that intentions, prayer, and love do not take sides, right? Who is on the side of Mother Earth? Who is on the side of the Great Spirit? Who is protecting, walking with these beautiful prayers? So our intentions, right? What is my intention walking with this beautiful prayer, right? Is it for some people? Do I only go here but not go there? In a place, and at the end of the day, I understood that this is a very adversarial movement, right? It just is, right? It's very polarizing, right? Right? Very polarizing, right? Right. Right. So that's the place where the prayer is needed most, right? And you know what? I had several hundred people leave the circle because my Facebook friends just say, you're on this side and they're pointing fingers and angry and all sorts of other things. Came here, and I'm just like, look, I'm gonna talk about unity, not because I'm taking sides, because I'm taking the side of the circle, right? I'm talking about prayer. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about, like, I'm not here to be on God's side. No, I'm not. I'm here to be on the Great Spirit side. Everybody's like, sometimes it gets a little lonely over here, right? It really does, right? Because everybody's got that political agenda agenda and spiritual motives. They're miles apart from each other, right? But I'm the guy here, you know and that's my personal story, right? That's it. Who's on the side of love, unity? That's my intention. That's my prayer. Creator, I will go where you want me to go, and I will do what you want me to do. And often, sometimes I you know like, I put myself in harm's way because of it, right? There wasn't a lot of, wasn't a lot of friendly, I got some really strange and angry messages, right? And I said, well, this is a place of love and light, when we come to self, right? And the beautiful thing is that, there's people that were there that were in alignment with the prayer that I carry. It's not my prayer. It's a prayer that I carry, the prayer that I protect, the prayer that I walk with, and really finding that family, our physical family, that place of safety, that place of alignment, and that's the same thing. And sometimes, my point to this is sometimes we have to walk through this uncomfortability to find, stepping out of our comfort zone, to put ourselves in sometimes harm's way, to filter out, right? To find our spiritual, physical tribe, right? That's okay. You know, that's okay. You know. So anyway, I think we've covered. So let's read this. When our intentions are pure, our tribe will find us. So stay with your. So the bottom line is, what is the woman said yesterday again. Thank you for the takeaway. Okay, so what is your? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've seen this. her in the feed yet. But what is your takeaway today? What are you going to carry this within? So when this ceremony is over, what's the message that you're going to take out to the four winds? Right? What is your message? What is your takeaway? Okay, couple of announcements. We are on two platforms. We are over on YouTube, and obviously we're on Facebook here. If you'd like to move over to YouTube, that's fine. We're gonna go live from there. Also, September 22nd through the 24th, it is the fourth and final edition of Journey Through the Seasons with Denise Miller and myself. And we are all in recovery, so it's about connection and looking at and honoring all paths, right? So we talk about the Celtic, we talk about um, the spiritual alignment coming in, and we do different teachings, the stars, and all that. Um, Journeying through the seasons, how to do this in a good and beautiful way. If you're interested in that, please get with Denise Miller and myself, or myself. Just put that in the feed, and we will get you that information too. Um, Also, this will probably be the last until Monday because I will be in ceremony all weekend. So we are leaving here today, right after here. We're heading out to the ceremony grounds after this right here. So we will see you. I might try to do it. I'm deciding, like, once I'm there, I think I really want to be in ceremony. So, but I'm not sure. What we're gonna have it in the afternoon. So I might hop on in the morning here real quick, but I'm not quite sure. So anyway. All right, so I kept it a little short. The final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So let's take what we lived here and learned here, loved to and listened to here, and take it out to the four winds. That means take that takeaway, put it here, and then take it out there. If it doesn't go here, that means hit that share, and not only hit that share button, that's like the very beginning, but to take it out there. That means to take it to the gas attendant, like the deli guy, the donut. That means take it out to the people that you meet throughout the day, right? Does us no good to be all spiritual here if we don't take it out there. Okay, my name is Kenny Poo at Macwash, Standing Bear, and if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Bye-bye. So, what are you doing, man?